My dear child, there are a great many good books in this world without pictures.
Hello. So this is a book haul video. So this is like really soon after the last one, but it seems like I've been having a lot of luck in the second-hand shops where I've been nipping out and seeing what's around, and I've had a couple of days out where I've picked up some books, and basically I've got a whole load of books that I want to move around to a different place in the house, but I've been keeping them in case I did a book haul, so I'm doing it so I can move them around a little bit and all that. But I have got quite a lot of books now. I need to sort some. I've got 2 boxes of books that I'm getting rid of, to be fair. But anyway, a new book haul.
That's a nice pile of junk you got there, my boy.
So to start off with, I got 3 new Stephen King books that I didn't have before. This was one I was really excited about, and I've managed to get that in London when I had a quick trip to London. That was really cool. So that was one of the ones I was after, with this fantastic cover and the hard case files. I read the 2 other ones he's done in that series. I think they're brilliant. So really look forward to reading The Colorado Kid. Also, I finally got Cujo, so I've managed to, as you can see, very cheap. I haven't taken that price sticker off yet because I thought it sort of works well for this video because I've had lots of luck with these second-hand purchases. So Cujo, I found that recently. Where did I find that? Can't remember. And then I've got From a Buick 8, which I found around the corner. Again, that's like £1 or something. That was really cool. So another one that I can add to my King collection, so you can let me know if you're watching this what you think of that book, if you've read it. But I know that some people really love this book, so I'm kind of pleased to see it. I've bought some classics. So again, these are things that I've been dying to read for a while. I found the first, I think they're the first couple of books of Sherlock Holmes that I found. So I've never read a Sherlock Holmes book, so I thought I'd get this because, again, really cheap. So that was a nice find. Finally got 20 Leagues Under the Sea. So I know that price sticker means I bought it in Bookstop in Oxford. It's a fantastic shop. Apparently there's one in Bristol as well. 20 Leagues Under the Sea. Going to read that. Look forward to that. Jules Verne classic. And I've finally got Heart of Darkness as well, which again I found that down the road. This was 20p, so that was a real bargain. But another one I've been interested to read for a while, so look forward to reading this one. This is an interesting one. This is called The Inner Game of Music, and I was really pleased to see this. I've never really seen anything like this before. This is about how you build your confidence as a musician. So because I'm a music teacher, this could be quite interesting to read. It could give me new angles on helping my students get their confidence up a little bit. So I was really pleased to see this. I'm looking forward to reading this one. I'll put this over here. This is another book that I've heard a lot about, especially during the Halloween period when people were talking about their choices for thrillers and for disturbing books. So I'm curious about this one. I've read No Country for Old Men. I've got The Road to Read. I think that's going to be quite harrowing. This could be just as harrowing, I'm not sure. Blood Meridian. But I heard a lot about it, so I found this for £1. Again, another great bargain that I found recently. So yeah, Blood Meridian. Looking forward to reading this one, but I think it'll be quite an intense one. Going the other way, I found this Christopher Moore books. I read a few Christopher Moore books, and this one was, again, one I found at the Bookstops. It was only £3.99. The Serpent of Venice. He likes his little puns in his titles, but that looks a lot of fun. So it'd be nice to read another Christopher Moore book. I'll get around to that one soon. So I've been really enjoying delving into Joe Haldeman lately, and I've found an interesting anthology that he edited about kind of anti-war, science fiction anti-war stories. So I was really intrigued by that one. Anti-war sounds cool, and science fiction sounds cool. Joe Haldeman is an interesting writer, so I'm interested to see what he's edited. So yeah, Study War No More. I found that as a curious thing and wanted to order it, so I've ordered that one online. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. Some interesting authors like Harlan Ellison's in it, Joe Haldeman, obviously, George Alec Effinger, William Nobles, Matt Reynolds, Damon Knight, Harry Harrison, and Powell Anderson as well, and Ben Bova as well. So lots of big names in this anthology. And then this one, Camouflage, really interesting plot that I read about on Goodreads, so I've ordered that one specially as well. So I've got a few Joe Haldeman ones to read, because in one of my previous book hauls I mentioned Mars Bound. I've got that to read as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. Really interesting author. Looking forward to delving more into what he does. I finally got Annihilation. So I saw the film, but I really want to read the book. And I know there's other books in the series, so clearly this is going to be the first one of a series of books I read. But really good to find this again. And I think I found that one in Bookstop as well for $3.99. So again, nice bargain. So thank you, Oxford, for that. So Annihilation, looking forward to reading that. I'm looking into doing another time travel video, and to do that I need to read a few more. So I've done some investigating and bought a few that are on a time travel theme. So I've got The Psychology of Time Travel. That was a new one I bought. So this one is by Kate Mascarenhas, and I've heard good things about it, but not that much. So I'm going in blind with this one, but look forward to reading that to eventually result in another time travel video. And this one, Clifford Simak. I've just recently read City, which is really good. I think that was one of the ones I could have included in this actually, but anyway, City was really good. And this is a sort of a classic time travel one that I recently bought to add to this new batch of time travel books I wanted to read to possibly do another video. So Time and Again, I look forward to that one as well. I found a Douglas Adams book that I didn't have, quite cheap. So I've only really read the Hitchhiker series, but I do love the Hitchhiker series. So it was nice to find a Dirk Gently book. So I'm going to read that one. It's been sort of in the back of my mind for years, but never bothered to get it or read it. But this was quite cheap in a second-hand shop, so I thought I'd go for it. So yeah, if you've read this one, let me know what you think in the comments. The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. Nice. This one I'd heard really good things about as well, Natural History of Dragons. So I'm trying to read more fantasy than I have been. So not necessarily taking over the sci-fi, but I'm trying to read more horror and fantasy to try and kind of increase my knowledge of the stuff that's out there. And this is one of those books I've heard good things about. So its title looks a little bit like a non-fiction book, but I think that's just one of sort of the nice, quirky way that the author has decided to write about dragons. But yeah, it's looks really good, so I'm looking forward to that one. And there's a non-fiction book I bought about the Young brothers, Malcolm Young and Angus Young from AC/DC. So again, I found that one in a charity shop, looked really good, so I added that to my collection. So I'm going to read that one. So I do love AC/DC, so it'll be interesting to see what the book says about how they grew up and learned music and started to blah 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 blah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. On a musical theme, I found this, which is a bit of fiction by Steve Earle. I love it when I find fiction by musicians or actors or that kind of thing. I've got a few recent things I found like that, and I'm really intrigued by this. So Doghouse Roses. If you've read this or know about this, let me know what you think. But I'm a fan of Steve Earle anyway, so I'm interested to see what his fiction's like. And Kate Tempest is someone else that I think is brilliant. And this is a book of poetry I found again in a second-hand shop, so it wasn't too bad. This was £1, and I really like what she does, so I'm looking forward to this as well. Running Upon the Wires, Kate Tempest. So many books. This was a little bit of a find. So again, these are 20p each, and this is the Hunger Games series. I wasn't going to read these, but I am now, being as I found them for 20p each, and I am going to do a video soon on dystopian novels. I don't know if it include these because I've got a few options I've got, and I don't know how much I'm going to like these, but 20p each, couldn't say no. So it's a whole series, so they were 60p, and clearly it helps my literary education if I know what I think of these Hunger Games books. But speaking of dystopias, The Parable of the Sower is a book I do expect to really like, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. Octavia Butler, clearly a lot of people love Octavia Butler, but this will be the first one I've read by her. So Kindred is the big one, but this gets mentioned a lot as well, and I want to read this before I start making decisions on this dystopia video, because there's a good chance this will be included. So, Parable of the Sower, Octavia Butler. And a book I do know about, because I haven't read the book, but I know about the film. I've seen the film a few times that's based on this book. And that's Make Room by Harry Harrison. I've read a lot of other books by Harry Harrison, so I know I like his writing style. But Make Room is the book that turned into the film Soylent Green. So if you've seen Soylent Green, classic 70s sci-fi, then you might know where this book's going. But this is a really interesting dystopian story that I hope will be a really cool novel I can include in the video as well. So Make Room, Harry Harrison. I found a book that's a fiction novel set around the time of the plague. So this is 1348. So the original plague, the Black Death, the big one. And I love that period of history. I'm an ex-historian, so I have an interest in history, but I have a real strong interest in early history. And the 14th century, I think, is really fascinating. And the 1348 plague is one of my favourite periods of history, if you can have a favourite period of history, favourite events. And I quite like the idea that this novel was set then, so I'm intrigued to know what that's like. So I'm looking forward to this book. I had never heard of it before, but I found it again in the charity shop down the road, so couldn't say no. Company of Liars. Okay, I finally found Anno Dracula. So I've almost bought this new a few times, because I like what Kim Newman's done with his non-fiction life, non-fiction career, but this is really popular and has had rave reviews over the years, so I was intrigued, and I know he knows his stuff. So a new take on vampire stories, and this is the first book, and there's quite a lot of books in the series, I think, but this is the first one, Anno Dracula. So yeah, I'm intrigued to read this one. Again, like I said earlier, I want to read more fantasy and horror, not just the sci-fi stuff, and as well as some classics. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this one. Kim Newman. So this one was a really interesting one. I found this in a second-hand shop, The Underground Man. Hadn't heard anything about it before. I read the back and it looked really intriguing, about a rich man that just sort of ends up isolating himself inside the sort of the underground part of his estate, and old ghosts kind of haunt him or whatever. And it just sounds like a kind of self-reflective book about isolation possible, and memories, regrets, that kind of thing, I think. But it looks really good, really interesting, really different, and I'd never heard of it before, so it's nice when you find a thing like that secondhand as well. So The Underground Man, looking forward to reading that. Again, tell me what you think if you've read it. This is a funny one, so I don't really know whether this is going to pay off or not, but I bought a book called Callahan's Crosstime Saloon, I think it's called, which is the first book in a massive series that were written by Spider Robinson, because I like the concept of the series. The first book, the one I bought, was good, but I was a little bit disappointed, but it was good. And I bought the second one, which I'm just about to start, and then I just found loads of others in that series in a second-hand shop, and I couldn't resist it because I've never seen them anywhere else ever, never seen them new, never seen them second-hand, and they're really cheap. They're only a couple of quid each. I thought, I'll go for it, but I don't know if they're going to be brilliant or not. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. It could be an absolute waste of money, or it could be, you know, bargain of the century. So we'll see what I think. But yeah, these, I probably won't keep these. But yeah, the Callahan series, more of those. Hopefully it just gets better and better. I don't know. But first book I was a bit disappointed with, to be fair. I also found, again, this was £2, and this was a book by Huxley I'd never heard of before, called Apendescence. So Aldous Huxley, I want to read more of what he's done. I'm about to read Brave New World for this dystopian video I want to do, so I still haven't read Brave New World, but I found this one really cheap, and this looked really cool. So Apendescence, I'm looking forward to reading that as well. So Aldous Huxley. Alistair Reynolds, I've delved into Alistair Reynolds with the Pirate trilogy he did recently, which some people have called YA, I don't know, but I thought it was brilliant. And I've got loads of books I found by him secondhand from the Revelation Space series and some of the big sci-fi books he's released. But I haven't delved too much into those yet. But I really wanted to find Permafrost, and luckily I did find it. So that's a time travel book. So again, I'm building up like another list of time travel books I want to talk about. So hopefully this will be one of them, because it looks really good and a little bit of a different take on time travel as well, which is cool. So this is a bit shorter than what he tends to write. So it's a bit more like a noveler than a novel. Permafrost, Alistair Reynolds. Looking forward to reading this. And I found the book of his short stories. Again, you can see £3.99. That's that very distinctive sticker from Bookstop in Oxford. Slow Bullets. So short stories by Alistair Reynolds. Look forward to this, because apparently that's really good as well. And then 3 books to finish. Waypoint Kangaroo by Curtis Chen. This is a book I've had on my to be read or to be ordered to be bought list for a long time, because I looked it up on Goodreads. It looked really, really good. Never heard anyone talk about it. Never seen any YouTuber talk about it or anything like that. But it did look really good on Goodreads, so I ordered it specially. I can't wait to read it. Looks like a lot of fun, about alternative realities and stuff, I think. But looks like a bit of a comedy as well. So Waypoint Kangaroo, look forward to that. I also found Sue Burke's Interference. This was an awesome find, because I wanted to buy this anyway, and I found this in a charity shop. No, I found this in a second-hand bookshop, and again in Oxford. Really, really good, successful day that was. And this is part of the duology. So the first book was Semiosis, which is a fantastic book. And what I would probably do, if that's as good, I'll do a little video about both books, because the first one was so good and really different. And that's sort of environmental science fiction, which is really cool. That's sort of biological science fiction. So yeah, Interference looks really cool as well. So yeah, I look forward to reading that. And then one last book, which is a big one for me, because I was so excited about reading it. And now I've found a copy of it in Forbidden Planet, hardback, because it's not on paperback yet. It's a really new book. Claire North's newest book, Notes from the Burning Age. So can't wait to read this. I'm a big fan of Claire North. You might have noticed that from a few of the other videos I've done. I am going to do a Claire North video at some point soon, but I'm going to wait till I've read this. So loads to read, loads of really good finds recently, and another big book haul. So I wasn't going to do one so soon, but I've got all that stuff that I found secondhand mostly, and some of those excellent things I found in Oxford, and London in Forbidden Planet and things like that. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've read any of these, please make a comment about what you thought. If anything's kind of like, oh well, I haven't read that one, but I've read this one by a similar author, that kind of thing, then please make a comment. It'd be cool to see what you think. And please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
Paint me a picture of what it's like to